What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the latest episode of Unplanned and Unashamed with Ray Money and Isaiah Pinnell.
What's up, man?
Nah, nothing much. How you doing, buddy?
Good, man. I'm busy, man. That's all I do is work.
Gotcha.
And drive.
What?
That's what his truck driver headset.
A truck driver headset.
Yeah, man.
me a
This
little
thing come in
headset,
handy.
Here's my headset.
Man, what that is?
That looks like Princess Leia from Star Wars. That's what that looks like.
Yeah, man. You need a good pair of headphones. I don't know. I keep some headphones. And, it's just yeah. What you got? Them look like a gun range.
I look like I look like a DJ, and I'm about to jump on the turntable and spin some mixtapes.
You said some mixtapes. You got old terminology.
We're not mixtapes, records.
But you young.
Records.
All right, let's see here. This is episode number 1. We try to figure it out. This is episode number 1. We should just call it "Figuring It Out."
There we go. We'll call it "Figuring It Out" because we don't have a damn name for it yet.
We got no name.
Figuring it out.
Man, were you at home? Like you in a hotel room?
I am at a hotel room.
You in a hotel room?
I am. I am at the Baymont Inn in Hickory, North Carolina.
I know the Baymont. Look, I know that headboard.
Yeah,
I know that. Look, it did like that little bitty circle in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah, I told my mom, I was like,
yep.
I'm recording my first podcast tonight. And she's like, what time? And she goes, I said, 10 o'clock. And she goes, well, we have to be at work by like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. I was like, I'll just get a hotel room then. That way I'm not waking y'all up with noise and stuff. And waking y'all up,
man.
So I'm at the Baymont.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yes, sir.
You got a hotel to record the podcast, man. That's dedication.
That is dedication.
And I'm in my car, so it's just that's what's up. I wish I had known. I would just told you to do it in the car.
Now, what
on
state?
The porch.
What state are you in right now? What state are you in?
Oh, I'm in I'm in North Carolina.
Gotcha.
Right now.
Gotcha.
And I've been here for a week or so. Let me see. I've been forgetting. Yeah, it's been about a week or so since I've been back. So,
gotcha.
And then, but in North Carolina, I've been in North Carolina for. We'll still be here next week. So,
Gotcha.
Shows coming up this week here in North Carolina.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, how about you? Where you at? Where the whole which Baymont?
The Baymont in Hickory, North Carolina. It's right next to a Cracker Barrel. By the way, right next to a Cracker Barrel. So I got.
You know what? I know Baymont, but we need to see if we can get them as a sponsor.
Right. And it's right next to a Cracker Barrel. So after I got done recording John's podcast, I was real hungry. So I went up the road to the Cracker Barrel and was like, I want some chicken and dumplings and some carrots and stuff. So
that's what you eat? Chicken and dumplings and carrots?
Yeah, chicken and dumplings and carrots. And then I got that. They do a loaded hash brown casserole. So I got some of that too. I was like, give me some of that.
You eat like a retiree.
I do. And I work at a nursing home, so I eat like one of those old people.
That's usually what happens when you start to become what you're around. That's right. Really what happened.
That's exactly.
You don't know why you like mashed peas.
Yeah, one day you just see somebody eating it, and you're like, "Oh, I like that."
They introduce you to it.
And like I drink ginger.
Pears is regular in your diet,
right? And like I drink ginger ale now. I didn't drink ginger ale before I started working at the nursing home.
Man, That's it. You. We let me see. I don't know, man.
So
I ain't really know what I did today.
how long have you been in North
What?
Carolina again?
What? Like living here?
Yeah,
I've been living in North Carolina since 2008.
gotcha. So you're from Alabama,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Originally,
So how did you
yeah.
go from Alabama to North Carolina?
I drove. No,
I got in the car and
no,
drove.
I moved. Yeah, nah, I was with Wells Fargo, well, Wachovia at the time. I was working at the bank, and I was married to my first wife.
Gotcha.
We moved the day after we got married. Moved to North Carolina, and then I've kind of been around this area. You know, we got divorced, and then
Gotcha.
I ended up still working at the bank for the most part,
Gotcha.
and just that's pretty much it. Just kind of transferred up here. I came and visited a few times, but I liked it. You know, they took it around, so it was different. I mean, that's really what it was. It's different than where I was from. So I figured I'd try somewhere here. So
Gotcha.
I didn't realize that it would become home. So
Right.
that's it.
So what did you do at Wells Fargo? Were you a bank teller?
Man, I did it all, man. I was at the bank for 17 years, man.
Wow.
I was a teller. I started as a teller, and then I was a roving teller. So I would drive around the different branches, and I was teller each one of them. So I'd be in a new place each day. And
Gotcha.
oh man, there's a lot of wild times there doing that. Man,
I'm curious
that's
though,
when you say,
like, how did you make the transition
what?
from working at the bank to stand up?
I don't know. This is the thing. Like the working in the bank as a teller, I probably as a teller was probably some. It was stressful, but you know, it was probably one of the most fun times because you got the chance to meet people.
Right.
People can't hide behind their money when you're looking at their account. Like, no, sir. you don't. You don't give. You give it rich energy, but I'm looking at your account.
You're
Maybe
giving
it's on
rich
the way,
energy,
but I'm
but you
looking
don't
at it.
have the account to match that.
I'm looking at it. It's okay. You ain't got to act like that. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it. Oh man, you see a lot of working as a bank teller. You see because you see what people do,
Right.
people are, where they spend their money is pretty much what they do. So,
Right.
and you see people get scammed. There's a lot of stuff that you see. Just or you meet scammers as they trying to scam you. It'd be all it was every time, man. I used to have some of the sad times because you used to have people get scammed and like especially around Christmas time, they come with these checks and stuff, and then like they done bought gifts and stuff and all this. And you got to tell them they got a fake check. So yeah, it was just I don't know. You get to learn people. You get a chance to, and they talk to you, especially when you're banking. So, but yeah, I was a teller. Let's see what I was a teller manager. So I became manager. Then which I was still traveling around, and then I ended up moving up here to a customer service, just regular customer service, and then where else? Just on the phone banks. I'd be in the phone. If you called, you had your account overdrawn. I'm the person you talking to. Hey, or you look and call it, and then I became a sales banker. So I would do home loans, equity loans, and stuff like that. And people call in through the phone bank, and pretty much anything, open accounts, credit cards, all that good stuff. Let's see. Then I went into treasury management, went in corporate treasury management. So I had like Toys R Us. Toys R Us was one of my clients. Let's see who else I had. They went out of business, but it was cool while they lasted. Cool people. Let me see, but at least from what I heard, I don't know all their business, but let me see who else we had. And then I had a lot of retail clients, like, but they were
Gotcha.
corporate customers. And then finally, when I left, I was in corporate healthcare. So I worked with like Pfizer and some of these.
Gotcha.
and I did like their risk. Open accounts for them and stuff like that, and we risk
Gotcha.
for loans and other stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah, man, this is it was like 8 years of that, and decided that about a year, year and a half now, a little over a year and a half now, to take the full leap into it. I was doing comedy the whole time I can't say the whole time, so the 17 years, it was 10 years, so I've been doing it 10 years, so somewhere in that realm, I stumbled across the Joe Rogan and it was Joe Rogan and Charlie Murphy were having podcasts. They were talking about Charlie Murphy was on Joe Rogan's podcast. He was talking about how they would stuff happen at the comedy store. And people had always told me I was funny, and so I just figured I'd try open mic one time just to go watch. I wouldn't even go in to perform, and I went to an open mic to just watch, and end up getting on stage, and it's kind of history from there. It's been going at it ever since.
Where was your first open mic at?
Fort Mill, South Carolina.
Gotcha. Fort Mills.
Yep.
Do you remember the name of the comedy club?
Yep. It was a comedy zone,
Gotcha.
but it was like a little monthly little room they had connected to a bar.
Gotcha.
I think it was Madison's or something like that. But they would have little shows and like monthly shows in there, but then they'd also run mic in there. Some of the comics, it was Chris Corrado. Let me see who else was there. It was like Will Jacobs and some of these guys that they were on the scene before I got there. So I just asked me if I looked like. I guess I looked like I wanted to go up. And I got asked, "Hey man, you want to go up?" And
you
I
just
went
like,
up, and
yeah.
I just kept. Yeah, I guess so. It wasn't that many people in there at the time. It was maybe like 5 or 6 people and a couple comics. They were bombing, and I was like, man, I could at least bomb. So I just figured I could bomb along with them.
Do you remember the first joke you told on stage?
I don't. I don't know. It was something about. It was like a grocery store. Somebody getting change back from a grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was, and I don't know. Back at the time, I wasn't prepared to go on stage. I was just coming to watch, so it was just
right. Just spur of the moment.
I just took. I'm about to go up. Let me get 3 shots.
I need 3 shots of tequila. Yeah.
Man, I was just going, so it wasn't expected. So that was I didn't bomb. I got laughs. Whatever I said, that's what I remember. I just remember getting laughter. I was like, all right, of course, I've bombed since then, but on many occasions. But it's been, that was just at the time. I was just like, I'm always been, let's try it.
You're just like, F it, let's do it.
Yeah, why not?
Right.
I mean, if I got the time, and I'm like, all right, if I'm gonna look, I'm interested in doing it. I've never really been fearful to try much of anything, so that's been, let's do it. Why not? What we nervous about? Let's try it.
Well, that's like me. I did it on a dare the first time ever doing stand up. My cousin put together an event up in Virginia because that's where I'm from. I'm from like the backwoods of Southwest Virginia, coal country. I mean, have you ever seen Coal Miner's Daughter? It's an old 70s movie with Sissy Spacek. So that's kind of like how I grew up, basically. And that's where the event was. It was just in the backwoods of Southwest Virginia. And my cousin was like, do you want to do some time? Or no, I reached out to him first. And I said, I'd like to do some time. And he's like, okay, I'll let you do some time. But I doubt you'll do it. So I was like, don't dare me. I'll do it. So I came up with, I think it was 5 minutes of material. And my first bit was about my granddad falling through a camping chair and his balls was hanging out.
Wait, did your granddad really fall through a camping chair and his balls fell out?
He did. He did.
Man.
We was all at a family reunion just sitting around in a big circle, and then all of a sudden we heard his chair rip. And
wait, I mean, I'm just kind of. Did he have on jeans and his balls just fell out of the jeans, or
he was wearing he was wearing baggy shorts with no underwear because it was like in July. So
your granddaddy don't care about nobody but himself. The nerve of you to come to the family reunion with your balls out.
That's exactly what happened. He had on baggy shorts, no underwear, and there was about 20 of us sitting in a big circle. And I might have been about...
Other kids come, your granddaddy got up and the other kids came leaning up on the chair. What's that smell?
I was like 10 when it happened.
Nothing, granddaddy coming back.
I was like...
You said 10.
Yeah, I was 10 when it happened. But I heard the chair start to rip. And I looked over and I see him try to get up. 23. Well, 22, but I'll be 23 in September. So it's been, about like 13 years ago.
Your granddaddy balls is etched into your memory for life. He can't get the balls out of his memory. It's one of his favorite stories.
That is one of his
granddaddy
favorite.
Balls fell out. Hey, you remember your balls fell out? Yeah.
And that used to be one of his favorite stories to tell. But
send this episode to your granddaddy.
Well, so my granddad passed away a few years ago, back in 2017.
Oh man, my bad. Well,
oh, you're fine.
Don't send this one to it. My bad.
He would have loved that joke. He was a jokester. I mean, when he was sick,
I'm sure he would.
Right, he would talk about that story all the time because when he fell through the camping chair, the chair flipped over to the side with him in it, so he's just kind of hunched in the camping chair, and everybody is like taking pictures of his balls hanging out, and nobody's helping him up, so he's just rolling around the dirt, balls flopping everywhere. I think he was like accidentally playing hacky sack with them.
Hey man, y'all.
So yeah, he would be like. So that's the first joke I told.
Y'all got.
And I told it in front of my grandma. So that was kind of
you get to open
awkward, I'm like, hey, Grandma, we'll talk about your husband's nuts hanging out. Nobody took pictures.
Who would?
Oh, you talking about?
Oh, I thought you said people were taking pictures.
Yeah, people were taking pictures. I thought you was talking about when I was telling the bit. So somebody somewhere has pictures of my granddad's balls hanging out, just flopping everywhere. Hey, I don't know who has it.
Through a photo album. It's labeled Granddaddy Balls.
I'm gonna be like 70 years old one day, flipping through a photo album with my grandkids. And I'm gonna be like, "Why do you have a picture of old man's balls hanging out?"
Ain't gonna be no question, man. When this come out, your granddaddy nuts gonna be famous. You put it, your first special is gonna be a picture with your granddaddy in the folding chair. It's called Nuts Out.
Here you go. When we start coming out with merchandise, it needs to be just a picture of balls hanging out. But yeah, I told that one, and then that led into a story about my aunt and uncle's sex tape. So that was kind of cool. And that's a true story too.
Hey man, you got a weird family, dude. You don't see. You see.
I've seen a lot of weird shit. But
you said your aunt and uncle's sex tape.
Yeah.
How did you come across your aunt? Wait, what is it about this?
So when I tell it on stage, I tell a little bit of a fib. It was actually my dad that found it, but I rewrote it to something that I found. So what happened is my dad and a few of my cousins and my aunt was just in the basement rummaging through VHS tapes. This was like in the 80s. And they came across this one that like didn't have a title on it or a movie name. So they was just curious.
Yeah.
So they put it in. And I think they watched it for about 20, 30 minutes. I mean, they had done changed positions and everything.
Hey, wait, no. So they done watched the tape. 20, 30 minutes. No, if you watched it for 20, 30 minutes, it wasn't on accident. You knew that tape was there. You made this an arrangement because you had to arrange for 20 minutes of privacy.
Right. Yeah, they was done in like they had done went through like 3 or 4 positions before they realized that it was the aunt and uncle. But yeah,
wait, what?
I said they had done went through like
what?
And finally, one of my
cousins
was
no.
One of my
like, ooh, somebody getting taken down through there. Auntie?
That's kind of why.
Auntie get like, wait, is those our kitchen countertops? They made a sex tape in the kitchen. Wait.
I didn't know a rolling pin could go up the bus. So one of my cousins yelled out, "It's mom and dad! It's mom and dad!"
Hey, wait. She said,
and
hey man,
my aunt and uncle doesn't know that like everybody in the family knows about the story until I got up on stage and told it. And then in Lenore, I got up on stage in front of 1,000 people and told it. And then I'm telling it now.
So what, they never knew?
No, they had no clue. Nobody knew about it until I got up on stage.
Hey.
But I don't care if they're embarrassed about it a little bit. It's funny.
Listen, this is the thing. Now he's like, man, relax. Stop being so macho. We've seen your sex tape.
Relax, Aunt and Uncle. We know what you got.
Hey, well, he got something to be proud of in the story. Yeah, so like they was in there watching for 20, 30 minutes. Okay, my boy in there putting in work. He in there putting in work. 20, 30 minutes before he said. He wasn't just like a little short film.
Right. Yeah, it wasn't like a blooper reel. It wasn't like, all of a sudden they stopped and was like, "Oh, the sprinklers are on. We need to turn it off." No, he's putting in woodwork. No.
He's sweating and drinking juice.
Right. He had a little bottle of pineapple juice sitting beside the bed.
Coming in with a towel.
Right.
And he got a towel in the head.
So yeah, that is the first 2 jokes I ever told on stage.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, and then I opened up for John in Lenore, so that was fun. I did stand up on a cruise ship behind Cowboy Bill Martin and Steve Jessup, and then just recently, Spindale at
Oh
Arby's
yeah,
Tap Room.
yeah, man. Isaiah came now. You did your thing, man.
Mhm.
Good deal,
Yes, sir.
man. This is
And
man. But look,
that was the last time I've
huh?
done stand up. So
Really, man, you gotta do stand up, man. For me, is I don't know. It's different. It's somewhat therapeutic, and it's art, man. I find myself trying to do something with it every day. I mean, now I'm going full time into it,
right,
so it's different. It changes your perspective because this is it.
right,
I'm making this thing. So
right,
it's I have to work at it like that. So every
right,
every little I can't even say this is stand up because there's a lot of business stuff that's with it. Stand up is a lot of business. It's not just all the funny.
right.
You can have the best jokes if you ever, but if you don't have anywhere to tell them, then it's where if you. I mean, I guess you could do it for free, but I'm not in it for that.
Right. You want a little bit of money out of it.
Yeah, man, you can't. You got people to families to
Right.
feed, and I got kids, so they be wanting to eat every day. Unfortunately,
Everybody wants to eat every day. Once you
man, every day. Come on, man. I be looking like you done ate 3 times already. They just don't stop, man. So you don't got no kids, so you don't understand.
No, I don't have any kids.
You are the little crumb crusher that be eating up your parents' food.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm eating up my mom and stepdad's food. That's what I'm doing. I'm just
Man, they hate your guts. He's like, well, his little ass stop eating.
That's why they shipped me off to a hotel room. That's why I'm here at the Baymont.
No, you did. You did that on your own.
I did do that on my own. I will.
Isaiah think you select. You try to bring some comedy over.
Yeah. Bring some comedy over to Baymont. That's exactly what.
Yeah, that headboard don't move up there. It's mounted to the wall. Yeah, well, you got. My bad. Whatever. Different time.
No, I want to know, where was you going with that?
Hey man, that's the thing as a comic. You at hotel rooms all the time. Like this is your life is at a hotel room, so you kind of have to learn how to do everything at a hotel room. You living most of your life because you're traveling a lot, or if you're not, then some depending on how much you hustle. Some people in their car, or you living on the road. So that's So you are this is this your ultimate goal is to be a stand up. This is part of the grind. Hotel room, recording in your car, all of the on the train.
Yeah,
plane.
That's the ultimate goal. Yeah. I want to get into stand up and have it be my full time thing. And I watched in a Bon Jovi documentary on Hulu. He's like, "There's no plan B. It's either make it or break it." So that's how I look at it. It's either make it or break it. And I've been like interested in stand up ever since I can remember. Like even through high school, I used to tell all my friends, "I want to do stand up. I want to do a podcast. I want to do stand up." And then finally, when I started interning for John Reap is when I really, thought about it. And then, my cousin just kind of opened the door.
Yeah, man. Hey, what's for you is for you, man. That's really what it is, man.
Yes, sir.
You can't if you've had that vision and the fact that you're chasing your dream it's going to be difficult because not everyone everyone that's going to come into your space is not going to be a dreamer, so they're not going to see it. So that's the thing you have, at least for me as a comic jumping into it full time. you get people that they don't see it as a career, and they don't see it as a for the new comics. So you're gonna have people that feel like, hey, how's that thing that you're doing? How's your little, you know? So that's kind of been the over the years where you grow and then people watch you progress and you just keep. I mean, I think that's it. If you've been doing this, wanting to do this in high school, so if you just stay doing it, man, you can be great. Don't change your mind or let.
But yeah, my grandparents, used to watch like the blue collar comedy guys and stuff. So I would watch that with
Your
them
grandparents.
and everything. And there was like one comic, I forgot who it was, that said something on stage like, "You make my liver quiver." And I used to tell that to my great grandma all the time, not knowing what it meant. I just thought it was funny.
That's what's up, man.
So yeah, I've always, been into stand up and, Dave Chappelle,
Yeah.
all those guys.
I don't know. I think I've gotten signs over the years, man. I would wake up. One thing that would happen to me, like I would go to sleep, like whether it's my uncle's house, or my grandmother, or my parents' house, and then, or even when I was older and I've had late 20s, sister and I would go to sleep, and no matter where I would go, if I was like sleeping in the living room or somewhere, there would be times where I'd wake up, and then when I wake up, the TV would be on, and stand up would be on TV. And I've had like little what someone told me that called God winks. Like he's like, it's like this is something that should be, and it's happened various, whether it was like Comic View on where my parents be watching, or some other stand up show that my uncle. People within I either they left it on, or one time I was in my apartment in Charlotte. I was a little tiny apartment. I didn't have cable. So but it was just like a little antenna, and I don't know. It was like some news, something was on when I just dozed off on my little what's the little couch that turned into a bed.
Oh, I know what pull out sofa. No, that's not
it ain't a sofa,
the correct term for it, but
yeah, kind of like that. But it's just basically a mattress that folds out and it stands up. But I didn't have cable.
oh, like those like little Home Alone hide the beds, or
Yeah,
is that the name?
that's pretty much what it is. Now, well, not like when it come out the wall, but I forgot what they call it. It's just basically a mattress with a frame, and then you fold it out. Now it's a bed. But I had one of those. I fell asleep in my little living room, and then when I woke up, stand up was on. It's like been shit like that has happened throughout the course of my life up into this, and this is for as a kid. So, and I didn't realize it until you look back over your life and you're like, oh, okay, maybe that's what that was. I mean, maybe that was the reason, and you got signs after you look back. But yeah, so I think that's probably how I kind of got to it. What you think is your what's the earliest that you think that you've recognized or that you were interested in stand up? You said what?
Probably.
7?
Yeah, I used to watch a little bit of stand up at that age, but when I really started recognizing it, probably I'd say 8th grade, so middle school.
Huh.
And like I love. I know I said Dave Chappelle earlier, but to me, he is the GOAT. Like that is, who I one day want to be as funny as. And Robin Williams, he's one of my favorites too. So yeah, I'd say about 8th grade is when I really started, paying attention and stuff.
Man, I'm ready to quit. Nah, just play. I just play.
So, who are some of your favorite comics?
Oh man, I got a lot of them, man. This is like Dave, of course, man. Dave Chappelle's one of my favorites. He's a big influence. You know, he don't. I mean, I don't know him directly, but you know, you see, I watch stuff just like other comics. Let me see, man. It's a lot of them, man. And I don't. Not all of them are actually even like huge names. Like one of my homeboys out of he stay in Dallas, Texas. His name's Trey Mack. He's younger comic, but these guys are funny, man. Like he's from Alabama. Let me see. D.S. Sanders. Like he's like, maybe not be well known as like some of the big names, but he's been doing like 30 years. Hilarious. And like I know some of these guys personally, so I don't know. It's everybody. I've learned that everybody has there's so many different styles of comedy, and I think that's one of the reasons I kind of hate. I don't really like doing competitions. I really don't like because it to me it just kind of tries to force people into this. I think I look at it as comedy as artistry. Same way you would look at music. It has different genres of music. I look at stand up the same way as you see the delivery of the different jokes, and so I.
Oh yeah, it's an art form for sure.
Yeah, so I think that's the. I guess it really would be, if you look at ask who's my favorite comedy, depending on what they. It's just a mood, I guess, at that time. So I like Jim Jeffries. He's a comic out of Australia, or Ali Sadiq, or Patrice O'Neal, for late great Patrice O'Neal. But everyone has something different. I think that's what it is. I've just watching everybody that has something different than the other people that I've named. They're all different. If they're finding out that they're their own the person, so there's no one kind of like them. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know if I answered your question.
Oh yeah, you answered my question. So at the Spindale show, you did a Eddie Murphy impression from Shrek.
Oh yeah.
Right. I was wondering if you would do that real quick.
Oh man.
Because I thought that was kind of funny.
I don't do it that often. I can do
funny.
some impressions. I just don't do them that often. Let me see. I have to hear it. Yes. Wait. Let me. I gotta get what. I'm trying to remember what I want to say now. I don't know. I have to hear it. If I've heard them in a while, I can hear the voices in my head. I don't know if that makes sound right. Like if I listen to someone for a while, I'll hear their voice and then it just comes out. So sometimes
Gotcha.
The laughter is one thing that that it's like for everybody. You be like, yes, Shrek. Listen, Shrek. Nah, I can't hardly hear myself. Hold on. Yes. I wouldn't go in there if I was you, Shrek. Yes. It's different elements. I haven't listened to it in a while, but yeah, I don't think my impressions is. I guess that's why I don't do them on stage as often because I have to listen to someone for so long, and I don't. I get.
Gotcha.
I get there.
What's your favorite impression to do?
Probably Cat Williams, just because I've seen him so much over the years, like from watching the movies of like the Fridays and stuff like that. And I was as I was growing up younger, when those movies were first coming out, I was a huge fan of watching those movies with my homies. So,
right. Have you heard? Go ahead.
What you say? Look, pimpin'. I was just gonna see if you knew what it sounded like. I really was. Pimpin'. Nah, look, it's probably gotten bad over the years because I don't do it as often, but it's fun to do when I see people.
That was a good Cat Williams.
Well,
that
thank
was.
you, sir. I appreciate you. I really do.
I thought Dan Soder had a good one, but I believe that tops that.
It's rusty, so.
No, that was good. And the Eddie Murphy impression was good too.
Yeah.
Have you seen the new Beverly Hills Cop?
I have.
Speaking of Eddie Murphy.
No, I ain't, man. I haven't seen it.
Gotcha.
It's look. You ain't got no kids. You don't got shit to do all day. you go to work and you be trying to figure out. I wonder what to do. They be wanting to spend time and do all this other stuff, and I be working, and then I gotta come back, and then gotta do all this other stuff, fix all the shit they broke while I was gone.
So you don't be having time to watch Netflix and stuff. You're just always.
It's usually
on the go.
It is, man. Like all right, so my schedule. Like tonight, I would have after I've been at the comedy club for the last few hours. I just made it back home, so and I haven't and I left before my youngest son got out of daycare, and then my oldest son came back from his grandmother's house. So then you got people moving around. Then we're preparing to leave out for the casino on Wednesday, and we're gone from Wednesday through Sunday. So it's like you gotta prep and be prepared to be gone for that long, along with kids. So it's just and then writing, and then the marketing from the business portion, and then the actual videos. So content to and then that's the one section. Then show production stuff. So we got other shows coming up. So I'm getting arranging all the stuff shows for the shows that I produce. So, and I'm adding new locations. Probably by the end of the year, I'm looking to probably have about 10. I can get, but it just really depends on the scheduling for it. So, like Spindale location, I have a location in Troy, Alabama, and then there's other locations I'm currently working deals with now. So it's just kind of figuring out where, and then also getting ready to preparing to start back doing the college market too. So it's just
gotcha.
And yeah, man, it's just a bunch of one thing after the next. Boom, boom, boom,
Gotcha.
boom, boom. So either you slow.
So yeah, I watched it on Netflix, and this might be a hot take, but I thought it was the best one out of all of them. And I said that on John's show earlier, and he's like, "Get out of here!"
I put you out.
Hey, John's like, "Get out of here!" I don't want to.
Your young ass bringing up trying to all the new stuff is the better stuff.
Yeah, it's like, no, it's not as good as the older ones. Quick, and I thought it was.
LeBron or Jordan? Let's go and get it out the way.
Jordan.
Okay.
No debate. Jordan.
Okay.
I mean, dude won 6 rings and didn't lose in the NBA Finals.
Okay.
And LeBron lost in the NBA Finals. How many times? Twice? I think.
Home Alone or Matilda?
Home Alone. Easy. That's an easy one. Macaulay Culkin all the way over whatever that white chick's name is. So yeah, Home Alone, 100%.
You don't like Matilda?
I like Matilda, but over Home Alone,
Alright.
Macaulay to putting them two up against each other.
This the audience
Home Alone
getting
all
to
the
know
way.
Isaiah. We just gonna throw pop questions out to him to see what he into.
That might be what we have to start doing, this or that, and people can just start bashing me. Because, like I said, I thought the newest Beverly Hills Cop is the best one out of all of them.
Yeah, look.
But now it's not my favorite Eddie Murphy movie, but just out of those films, I think it was the best one.
I got you. Yeah, we gonna.
Because my favorite, if I was to create a Mount Rushmore, Coming to America at number 1, easy. And then I know it's a newer one, but Dolomite Is My Name has to be in there somewhere.
Hey man, Dolomite go hard.
Because I thought that was good.
Way down in the jungle deep. Hey, you know something? That's very interesting that you said. That's kind of how my approach to how I do this comedy game was the hustle in that mode. I'll do a show if I needed to record something, I'll record that shit in my living room. So I just put it together. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he would record anywhere, like his stand-up and stuff, Rudy Ray Moore.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of my favorite Eddie Murphy movies. But Coming to America is without a doubt my favorite one. So if I had to do a Mount Rushmore, Coming to America, number 1. Number 2, probably 48 Hours. And then Shrek at my 3. And then Dolomite at my 4.
I wouldn't go in there if I was you, Shrek. All right, let me see. I like definitely go with Trading Places. Mortimer, we're back. Let me see.
And then they make the cameo in Coming to America when he gives them all that money.
Yeah. I mean, the guy was brilliant in doing the way he put together the movies. I mean, the way I don't know if he wrote them or whoever wrote them, and they did a great job in linking them together. Like kind of like Marvel movies, how you got to wait at the end of the movie. You done sat through all the credits, and people sit there and wait. I'm like, oh, these people rookies. They ain't watched the Marvel movies. And then as the credits come up, they see that last little piece of movie at the end. You shaking your head like you didn't know this, Isaiah. I think I just.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about because I will sit. I haven't seen a Marvel movie since Endgame, so it's been a minute. But I know what you're talking about. Sitting right to the very end to see what's going to happen in the next one, and most people leave the theaters, and there's only 10 people in there just to see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to the Unplanned and Unashamed podcast. If you like what you've heard, make sure to subscribe, rate, review, and follow. And we'll see you on the next episode.